Today we will be discussing Canto number 29 of Silapatikaram, or in other words, the 6th chapter of the book of Vanci. Canto 29 begins with a prose piece. When you read this particular prose piece, you may get confused because it repeats many things which have already been told in the previous cantos. But we must remember that this is a common feature of any epical poems. Epics are comparatively much lengthy and they belong to the oral tradition. That is why they often repeat significant previous incidents just to recapitulate the main ideas. So following the convention, this prose piece offers a summary of the entire book 3, that is, a brief summary of the book of Vanci. It sings the glory of Chera King, Cenkuttuvan, as singing the glory of the hero is also a common motif of any epical poems. It praises the king's munificence and fame, and comments on the fates of Kannaki's and Kavalam's parents and their close associates. Blessings are showered upon the king in the prose section as well as the following lyrical sections too. The prose piece concludes with Patini's benediction upon the king and the announcement of the visit of Kannaki's foster mother, her close friend, and Tevanti to the king's palace, who had built a temple for the goddess of chastity, that is, Patini. Canto 29 is subtitled as Benediction. Benediction simply means blessing, or more accurately, a ceremony of prayer invoking divine protection. Divine blessing is the keynote of this canto. Ceremonial prayer is arranged to invoke divine blessings for the king. The goddess Patini showers benediction upon the king in the end. Let us now read the preface. Once Cenkuttuvan defeated the Konko in a fierce battle, and then marched to the banks of the great Ganga. So, this narrates Cenkuttuvan's past glorious achievements in battle. Here, Konko means the king of Konko, a Tamil country comprising the districts of Coimbatore, Salem, and a part of Karnataka. Then he marched to the Ganga, that is, he overpowered the powerful kings of the northern India. He returned to Vanci, where he remained in a foul mood. He is in foul mood because he has been ridiculed by some northern kings. This makes him enraged. He was the son of Cenkuttuvan, who ruled all the land from the Kumari to the Himalayas. Cenkuttuvan is the title of the Chera King. His expeditions stretched out from Kanyakumari to the Himalayas. His mother was the daughter of the Kola, illustrious descendants of the sun. The Kola or Chola dynasty was a Tamil empire of southern India and one of the longest ruling dynasties in world history. The dynasty flourished in 3rd century BC during the reign of Ashoka of the Maurya Empire and continued to govern until the 13th century CE. The heartland of the Cholas was the fertile valley of the Kaveri River. The dynasty became a military, economic, and cultural powerhouse in South Asia. Many holy men from the north came to Vanci and told him that the northern kings, gathered together on the occasion of a princess' marriage, ridiculed the valor of the Tamil kings of the south, who had once fought against them and carved on the slopes of the Himalayas their emblems of the bow, fish, and tiger. Cenkuttuvan defeated many northern kings and carved the emblems of his superpower upon the slopes of the Himalayas. Still, the northern kings ridiculed the strength of Cenkuttuvan. They even made fun of the sacred stone which had been brought from the Himalayas to carve an image of Patini. This inspired Cenkuttuvan to fight and defeat the kings of the land of the Aryas, that is, the northern kings. As punishments, he made those kings carry the sacred stone on their heads. Thus he appeased his wrath, that is, pacified his anger. Returning to Vanci, he makes an image of Kannaki of the sacred stone brought from the Himalayas and erects a temple in her name to pay tributes. The next paragraph summarizes the tragic tale of Kannaki and Kavalam. Kannaki upbraided the god of righteousness for the injustice done to Kavalam, which resulted in his death at the hands of the contemptible person, that is, the king of Mathurai. She stood before the king with tears flowing from her eyes until he fell dead. The king's wife too gave up her life. Kavalam's father, Cenkuttuvan, heard the agony of Kannaki from the noble Brahman. Grief-stricken at the tragic death of his son, the wealthy merchant renounced worldly life and became a monk. Hearing this heart-rending story, the foster mother of Kannaki, her close friend who is unnamed, and Tevanti were distraught, and they went to see Kannaki in the great city of Mathurai. There they were told of the upheaval caused by Kannaki's wrenched off breast. They visited the herdswoman Ai, the daughter of Matari, who died after she lost Kannaki, who was in her care. All of them travelled along the Vai river and crossed the lofty hill. Thus they made their way to Vanci, where they find their dear girl to have become a goddess. They lament and take darsana, speaking to her in the stone. They enter the palace of Cenkuttuvan, who had built a temple to the goddess of chastity. Then they spoke to the king of their relationship with Kannaki. Now, let us focus on how the foster mother of Kannaki, her close friend, and Tevanti introduced themselves. Tevanti or Tevantikai is the name of a woman Brahman, the wife of the god Katan. Tevanti says that she is the friend of the woman of the Kola country, that is Kannaki, who is being worshipped as the goddess Patini. She is protected by the three crowned kings. She is born in the northern Himalayas, as her image is carved out of the sacred stone brought from the Himalayas. She is bathed in the swirling waters of the Ganga. Her shoulders are decorated with armlets. The foster mother says that she has no objection against Matavi, Kavalam's mistress, because she was a faithful woman. Kannaki's close friend introduces herself as the friend of the woman of Pumpukar, that is, Pukar. So, the woman of Pumpukar means Kannaki. She says that Kannaki was a dutiful wife. She was more devoted to her husband than to her mother, foster mother, or her close friend. Now Tevanti laments before the image of Kannaki. She says that she has not done penance yet, because Kannaki's mother died of grief the day she heard of the troubles her daughter's torn-off breast had caused. She also tells the image of Kannaki that her mother-in-law also died. The foster mother laments that when Cenkuttuvan heard of the evil done to Kavalam, he lost heart and wished he were dead. He gave away his wealth and renounced the world. Kannaki's father, Manayakan, who was a wealthy merchant prince of Pukar, also embraced the life of a monk. Kannaki's close friend laments before the image that Matavi heard of Kannaki's lover's death, of her agony, and of the people's outrage towards her. She lost heart, she went to the sages that live under the bo tree. She gave away her wealth and entered a nunnery. Here, the bo tree means the Bodhi tree, or the tree of awakening. It is a large sacred fig tree located in Bodh Gaya in Bihar. Buddha is said to have attained enlightenment under this tree in 500 BC. Kannaki's close friend laments that even Manimekalai also became a nun. Manimekalai is the name of the daughter of Kavalam and Matavi, who follows in her mother's footsteps as a dancer and later becomes a Buddhist nun. Tevanti laments to Kannaki over the fate of the herdswoman Ai. Ai is the daughter of Matari, who was devoted to Kannaki. Tevanti laments that Ai, the unmarried girl, lost her mother Matari. The old woman who gave up her life out of the grief that she failed to protect Kannaki, who was left in her care. Tevanti thus draws attention of Kannaki to the piteous condition of the fair daughter of her aunt Matari. Now Cenkuttuvan experiences a vision in the sky. He sees Kannaki in the form of a sparkling goddess wearing ornaments of pure gold. She appears as a lightning figure with gold anklets, a girdle, bangles around her arms, earrings of gold set with rare diamonds. Kannaki appears to them in full divine array and declares that the Pantheon is blameless. He is now a good guest in the palace of the king of gods. She is now his daughter. She is going to sport on the hill of Venvelan. She invites her friends to come with her there. Kannaki's divine appearance thus acts as a redress of the Pantheon king's injustice. A dramatic change has thus taken place when she appears before Cenkuttuvan, Tevanti and others and declares her reconciliation with the Pantheon, whom she says is now a good guest, and summons all others to a like reconciliation in her company as she sports on the hill of Venvelan. The modest, unassuming, long-suffering and childless Kannaki is now the goddess of chastity, purveyor of rains and fertility. Now the girls of Vanci sing the praise of Kannaki. She is now being worshipped as Tennavan's daughter, that is the daughter of the Pantheon king. Tennavan is the title of the Pantheon kings. The chorus girls celebrate Patini as the vine-like daughter of the king of the Vayai river. The gods also praise Venavan or the king of Panthea. Blessings are invoked by all through the ceremonial prayer. Blessings are showered upon the king who gave up his life, being burned by the tears of the woman who suffered the outcome of past fate. Blessings are also showered upon Cenkuttuvan, who placed the stone from the Himalayas on the crowned heads of the northern kings. The girls sing the glory of the old dynasty of the kings of Vanci, which is enclosed by rising waters of the Annapurnai river. Now here is Song of the Wooden Ball. The girls play with a wooden ball and shower blessings upon the Kola king and his capital Pukar, the birthplace of Kannaki and Kavalam. In this song, the name Ammanai functions as a refrain. Ammanai is a category of poems where wooden balls are passed around and girls sing along. The girls sing of the Kola city Pukar and of the Kola king who ruled over the world enclosed by the sea and guarded the tall fortress of the king of gods. They sing of the victorious king who offered a piece of his own flesh to release a dove from a hawk's clutches. They sing of the king who had accidentally killed a calf but made his son lie under the chariot's wheels to uphold justice. The song thus celebrates the Kola kingdom's adherence to justice. Its kings had engraved the tiger emblem on the Himalayas. It is a prosperous land where women decked in jewels celebrate amorous love with the king. Kannaki hailed from such a just land. The next song is named the Song of the Ball. This song invokes a blessing for the Tennavan, the Panthea king who ruled over the southern countries. The jeweled girdles that flash like streaks of lightning invoke a blessing for the king whose chest is adorned with Indra's garland. Next comes the Song of the Swing. The girls are seated on the ornamental swing hanging by ropes near the Ayai river and stretch out their hands and begin a one-beat rhythm. While they swing, they roll their eyes, which are shaped like carved palms. They sing of the king's carved bow, the king who pulled apart the Kadamba oak. Tossing their long black hair, they sing of the valor of the Seral king Pariyan, the lord of the mountain, who offered an enormous amount of food in the war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. The Chera King, the king of the kings, are addressed as Purayan, who sport all the three kingdoms' emblems, bow, fish, tiger, and rule over the Javanas, that is, the Greeks or the foreigners. The young girls who sing the king's praises while playing on the swing sport their lightning-thin waists. The West, as sharp and thin as lightning, is a popular poetic image to this day. The next song is the Song of the Pestle. The song celebrates the prosperity of the three Tamil countries and underscores its specific flora and fauna. This song is the song of Sempian, that is, the rulers of ancient Tamil Nadu, with their broad shoulders wreathed in fig leaves, their strong chariots, and the emblem of the wheel. Using sugarcane as pestle, that is hamandista, the girls pound or crush precious pearls in the shade of the flowering portia tree. Such a celebratory vision of Tamil country renders Silapatikaram a truly Tamil or national epic. In the prosperous Kola agrarian belt, women pound pearls with sugarcane as pestles. The Pandya kingdom's tall towers resound with the sounds of pearls being pounded with coral pestles by its women. Women of the most renowned Chera kingdom pound their pearls in ivory pestles in sandalwood mortars. This song is the song of Pankavan, that is, the song of Pantian king. This song is the song of the Chera King of his Pamira garland that excites the heart. Pamira is the palm tree, which is the official tree of Tamil Nadu. Finally, at the end of the canto, the renowned daughter of the Chera King, Kannaki, showers benediction upon Cenkuttuvan that he may live forever.